We're truly going to do. Yeah.
What up?
You like that abrupt ending, Reed? We got to fix that.
Yeah, we just need to keep saying we're going to fix it and not fix it.
Yeah, we need to fix that abrupt ending.
Reed got a new hat and shaved that goatee. And I'm also glad that you continue to use that as his picture.
I'm not complaining about it. That picture goes pretty hard. You would have enjoyed the context that picture was taken in, Clayton. Let me tell you what.
Let's hear it. I can't pull that off, so I
was on the golf course. I'd probably had about 15 beers maybe, and I literally had a goatee for like 2 months.
I gotta pull up this image just so that everyone here understands what we're talking about.
I don't even know where they found it. Like I don't even know where that picture exists online, but I guess it exists.
Aware, the last time I was on the golf course with Reed, which is the only time I've ever been on a golf course with Reed, he made a hole in one. So
yeah, well, it's gonna be hard for me to top our first experience together. Yeah. Look, and you also edited the logo off my hat too. Like I was.
Oh, there was a logo. I love that it's blank.
I did not do any of this editing.
I don't know why that's
a huge chaw in too.
Yeah, I didn't. There was probably a Zin in there, but no. There you go. That's a great way to kick us off here.
Yeah. By the way, anyone that's listening right now, if you want to leave a voicemail, it's still not too late. You can call the number 312-967-8044. If you leave a voice message, we will play it live on today's show. Just giving like a recap of 2025 and how it's been for you. But yeah, how has 2025 been for you, Clayton?
It's been okay, man. I think it's been a little bit of Groundhog Day as far as the market's been concerned. It feels like it's been a very newsworthy year, but it doesn't feel like the news to this point has amounted in, things affecting the market significantly as far as the actual output and how the market's performing. So we've had a lot to talk about. And I think we're kind of bullish on some of the things that we feel like are in process and are coming in 2026. But I also think there's some things that we still have a bunch of questions around, namely like consumer sentiment and consumer spending and tariffs, and the demand side, I feel like, is still very much up in the air. It seems like a lot of people have opinions and are gaining more confidence on the supply side, and that we should be kind of closer to equilibrium from a supply side perspective. But like, I still don't know, we'll get a little demand pop for peak, and I think we're already seeing that to a certain extent, but like, how sustainable is that? And is the market at equilibrium enough to where, we can really feel those things when they happen? Because it feels like the supply has just been absorbing any kind of, abnormalities that the market has thrown at it to this point. So
yeah, a lot of
focus on getting better. So kind of it's been the focus of the last few years is, try to make our business better, try to make our clients' businesses better. And
well, you guys sit in an interesting spot because you obviously have lots of conversations with all sorts of different operations on the brokerage side and on the carrier side too, obviously. So you probably have as good a look at the market as really anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we're in it. You know what I mean? Like we are in it on both sides all day, every day. So we feel like we have, I don't know that helps us predict any better, but we certainly, I think, kind of have a good idea of what's happening and where things might be trending. But I don't know that anybody has been able to make accurate predictions over the course of the last 3 years. So we've tried our hardest to just, lean into our client relationships, try and figure out how we can improve what we're doing for them. It's a step growth type of industry. You know what I mean? Like it goes through highs and lows, and so we just want to be prepared. We want to make sure that our clients are prepared when things do start to improve, because there's always a very it's noticeable certainly in hindsight, but there's always an opportunity to win a bunch of market share as the market is beginning to improve. You just have to be like positioned well. If you're making changes or trying to time things, I think very rarely do you get it right. You might get it right sometimes, but we're just focused on always being ready so that we can be ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Let's listen to some voicemails. Let's just sprinkle them in.
All right, I'm gonna throw it in afterwards. I want to hear how Reed your year went. I think it's a big year for Truck Parking Club, but 1 second here. All right, we're gonna listen to this voice message from Bob.
Share your screen. That'll help.
Yeah. Pulling it up right now.
All right, Bob. What do you got for us?
Hey guys, this is Bob. We have a trucking company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Just want to say 2025 was still a crappy year. Not much got better. But they're saying that 2026 is gonna be our year for the carriers to thrive. So let's hope that happens. Overall, it was okay. The most important thing I think is the amount of time.
Is he going to talk about how he got a G-Wagon?
That way you could build up good.
Excuse me.
Good relationship with certain.
What's up? Should I continue?
I was just going to say, Clayton. He did shout out the they. He hit us with a they.
Yeah, they don't want you to win. I don't know who they is that's continuing to make the predictions, but they'll be right eventually.
Should we finish it off?
Give him a couple more seconds. Let's see if he says anything interesting here.
And get dedicated loads. Get good drivers. And safety is very important for carriers. One concern that I do have is highway. I feel like highway is taking over the industry. And in one way, it's really good. And another way, it's really bad. Recently, we were blocked with 2 new brokers that we used to work with all the time, but now they signed up for the highway, and their corporate pretty much blocked our account because of, I'm not exactly sure. We're trying to find out why. I reached out to highway. They're like, that's something that you have to deal with the brokers directly, but there's no fighting anymore. So that's one concern that I do have, is I feel like highway's kind of taking over the whole industry, and they're going to have so much control that they could pretty much shut off any carrier anytime, and then you're pretty much cooked from that side.
Dang, Bob.
About it.
Bob.
But overall, it wasn't too bad of a year.
We're digging into. I mean, there's some validity to like the concept, right? Like, I do think technology and things that are going to help reduce fraud are generally speaking really helpful, but like, it's a really messy industry, and there are a bunch of good operators that if you try to account for every single situation, there's still going to be people that are on the edge cases that likely get blocked out or frozen out. I just think we as an industry have to be prepared, and the businesses have to be prepared to like handle those situations very quickly and reasonably. You know what I mean? Because ultimately people's lives and livelihoods are at stake. And so I think all of us want to, provide everybody that's legitimate the opportunity to build a successful business and a good livelihood. You just have to be willing to put in the gritty work to make sure that you're accommodating those edge cases.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to like argue the point that Bob was arguing against highways. It's that the fraud has been insane, in this industry, and it's like to be like make sure that you're protecting your freight as a broker. You're going to go, through to like extreme measures right now to ensure that everything's smooth and every carrier that you're booking is secure. And so I think like I understand obviously the broker's perspective there. It's like, hey, like I'm not going to take any risks right now because I just can't afford it, So
and they don't have to because they can just go get another truck.
Yeah. And
right.
He just has to work it out through highway and make sure that he's good on.
Well, it's interesting that they're deflecting onto brokers. I wonder if that's. I mean, I don't know. It's something worth digging into. But like I said, I think that's a good point, Reed. Like the availability of supply gives people a little bit of an easy way out to ignore that type of stuff and just go find another truck.
Once things start to flip, like if capacity all suddenly got tight and you couldn't just post a load and immediately get a truck, like I feel like you'll start to see some of the relaxing of stringent measures.
Anybody hearing that? I mean, like I said, there's a lot of like anecdotal, snippets that are going around about really high rates and capacity tightening. And do we think that's systemic or just kind of a little flash in the pan in certain markets?
If I had to guess, it'd be flash in the pan, but what do I know? I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious what this non-domiciled CDL ruling and the English language proficiency will have like, in 2026. I think we're going to see a reduction in capacity, which will help increase rates.
I mean, there's been, there's always like this bit that's like, oh, we need demand. Like it's not a supply issue, it's a demand issue. But I mean, at a certain point, if you take out, thousands and thousands and thousands of carriers, between them going out of business or like them no longer being able to operate because of all these new kind of regulations that are being enforced, it's like at a certain point, something's got to give. You know what I mean?
It's demand relative to the supply. You know what I mean? Like, I think there was so much supply that it could absorb all the demand stuff because the industry flexed up to accommodate all of the influx in demand post-COVID. And so we've just been like I think of it like getting to the equilibrium. And then when you do get some abnormalities that restrict supply or increase demand, the market will respond with like normal market dynamics. But there's been such a gap between the amount of demand that the industry could accommodate with the supply that we had in the market that like I said, it was just eating it. It was just eating any of those kind of historical movements that would have moved it.
Yeah. Let's hit another voicemail.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. Let's see here. This one's 5 minutes long. Should we do it?
Sure.
Start it.
Alrighty, give me a second here. Share this one. Pull up my screen.
5 minutes of their time they spent with us. Might as well.
Hey, what's up? This is Juan Garzon. Well, I think it was just anonymous, but well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, well, I got a awesome story about what happened like 2 months ago with one driver, Indian guy, but it's awesome to work with these guys. Maybe the couple of a bunch of people maybe they work properly, but this guy is an awesome driver. He was stopped like at the 1 a.m. by the Department of Agriculture at Bayer, California, at the 1 a.m. And he just texted me like, "Hey brother," I was sleeping, right? And he just texted me like, "Hey brother, I just have a problem. I don't have the phytosanitary certificate to cross with the load." Parentheses. The load was papayas, and that papayas come from Mexico. So the papayas needed to be every time, have the certification, all the shit that the paperwork to do the cross border and the internationalize the whole load, right? So what happened then? The person in charge to buy the load from the guy that was exporting the load from Mexico, This person it was unavailable, like till 3 p.m. and I was handling the dispatch, the driver, the owner of the company, my boss, well, like my indirect boss in that time, right? It was just whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was like handling all the situation and the provider of my client that is the owner of the load. It was like, brother, what happened? I you well, we was like, sharing content, like what is the paperwork, just stuff like that. And the only person that can share daily to the email of the Department of Transportation is just the owner of the load. Basically, the owner of the load is not the provider. Basically, it's my customer that is located in Los Angeles. But this person didn't answer the phone. It's like, I mean,
Are you guys following this?
to
I'm following it.
We
Paul's taking notes. He's going to give us the cliff notes when we finish.
holy cow!
So at 1 a.m., his driver, who's an Indian driver but a cool guy, gets
Shout out, good driver.
Yeah, Department of Agriculture in California, near the border, and he's got a load of papayas from Mexico, and he needs some sanitary.
You're literally taking notes.
Yeah, I was
I
taking
saw him
notes.
over there scribbling.
Yeah, he
He's
needs
a journalist, man.
certificate. And this is at 1 a.m. and then he continued about 3 p.m. And I don't know, like what I think the story is that like he ended up waiting there for a while, but should we go on to another story?
I say we hit it. Well, I mean, we're halfway through, but I think we. I mean, Clayton, what do you think, bro?
I mean, I was waiting. I was hoping there was a punchline.
Yeah, I mean,
all right. We've gone halfway through.
We're not committed.
Here, let me put the playback speed at 1.5.
Oh boy, good luck.
Here, Paul, get ready to write.
to 3 p.m. for the next day, right? So this guy was stopped there in the FDA in the DFA like for more than 15 hours, brother. 15 hours straight out. Hey, bro, whatever carrier or whatever driver or it doesn't matter. They just ask for, hey man, I got a tonneau here. Please lay over, whatever shit, like, bro. That was my job on that time, but we was having a mistake. What we can, like, what is the origin of the situation? My customer just organized to drop off the load Mexico to McAllen, Texas, and McAllen needed to be in one cold storage, but that cold storage wasn't available to receive the load in that moment. In the paperwork, in the international paperwork, it was applied another name of another cold storage, another address. So the owner of the cold storage says to my customer, "Hey, no worries, I got another cold storage that can help you out with this, just to do an in and out." So then we just forget that the in and out doesn't receive at this cold storage, the cold storage B doesn't receive the paperwork. So all the certificates and all the paperwork, all of that stuff, it was in the older cold storage. Now here we wasn't the proper information in hand, so my customer, my driver just ran without that. So that's why I shared that with you guys. It's funny, but this guy just started working with me again, and he says like, "Brother, you don't owe us nothing, so no worries, we are good, we are fine." And I pay and I overpay every time for these loads, like McAllen to Los Angeles and McAllen to New Jersey, to Bronx to Brooklyn.
Did I miss something?
For them, like 5, 6, like.
All right, let's get the clip notes, and I have a takeaway.
All right, Paul. What did your notes tell you about that call?
I don't want to show you my notes. I'm kind of embarrassed, but 15 hours, cold storage. Not sure where it's going to go. International.
Ended up in the wrong cold storage facility.
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I will say this: that represents how difficult and complicated doing this work is. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the type of stuff when people talk about automation and AI. There are things that are highly automatable in our industry.
That's a good takeaway, Clayton. Good job, man.
And there are things that aren't. You know what I mean? Like, you still need humans on phones sometimes. in the middle of the night because a dude is stuck and needs to figure out a way to get the job done and get the papayas delivered. So kudos to that dude for sticking it out, and hopefully it was a happy ending.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like
everything is an edge case in this world. There's always, every load has some crazy edge case. I feel like there ain't nothing.
There is no edge case. That's the case.
Everything is on the edge. All right. Is there a short one, Paul? Let's see if we can get a short punchy one here.
Reed's attention span can't handle another 5 minutes.
I'm actually cooked, Brett. My attention span is cooked.
All right. Let's go with this one. 146.
Hit it.
Hey, this is Ryan with Gixxer Transport, GIXXER. We're in Cleveland, Ohio. Our craziest story in 2025 is I had a driver. He had a load from Tennessee to Texas on a Friday, and it ended up not being any good. So it's like, sometime in the afternoon on a Friday, I'm trying to find anything to get him booked. And I see this absolute scam company, like 100%. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a 100% scam company. And they had, 3,000 or maybe 3,100 going from Tennessee to Texas, like 700 miles driving in freight. So I went ahead and booked it with them because I knew that something was wrong, but I would figure it out, and I was willing to take the chance. And the guy's asking me, he's telling me, he lives 20 minutes away from me after he gets our info, and he wants to get coffee and stuff. And anyways, we end up at this liquor place, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but we're at this liquor place, and they load 45,000 pounds of liquor onto us. And the broker's telling us, do not take it to where it actually tells you to in San Antonio. This is going to Houston. Take it to my address. And I looked at the address, and it's an abandoned mall in Houston, and they're telling us to, use dock number, whatever this is. And we're looking at Street View, and it's like falling apart. There's no name on it. Like, it was really, really weird. So anyways, the driver gets to the place.
I love that he's just riding with it.
And there's
What's up?
No, I just said I love that he's like pointing all the red flags, and not once has he been like, so we just abandoned ship and moved on. He's just like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think the punchline's coming here though. This is gonna be good.
Star right on it. We call it Landstar, and they honored the rate. I think it was really, really weird. So anyways, driver gets to the place, loads the freight, sends the bill of lading, and there's Landstar right on it. We call it Landstar, and they honored the rate. I think it was $3,100. And we ended up taking it to San Antonio for almost $4 a mile, over $4 a mile. So it all worked out in the end. Sometimes he
scammed the scammer.
Hell yeah.
Andy got paid for it. Which hey, from Landstar's perspective, that's totally worth that cost. You know what I mean? Because if they had lost the load, that would have been a huge claim.
I've had that happen to me. When I was a broker at Everest, I get a call from one of my relationship carriers, like one of my closest relationship carriers. And he was like, hey, Paul, like, we're at your warehouse, because we had a warehouse in Franklin Park, and we're picking up this load, and like they're saying it's not ready. And I'm like looking at our TMS, and there's literally no load assigned to Bullseye Expedition. And I'm like, Paul, like you don't have any loads like with Everest. He's like, yeah, I got it from another broker. I'm like, what do you mean? Like these are our loads from our warehouse. Like, how did you get it from another broker? He's like, and he gave us the MC and the broker, and it was a Glendale, California double broker. But this was back in 2020. And so it was just kind of funny because the double brokered our own load.
Wow.
Probably would have gotten away with it if the load was ready, to be honest.
Wild.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think here what's interesting is a lot of people would be afraid to do what this guy did because you're risking like you might get loaded and all of a sudden you don't know who the real broker is. Like, but here, I mean, this was smart though because if you're actually like you have the ability or if you want to take a risk on it, you're able to first of all you're protecting the original broker, right? You're helping the original broker out. You're also helping out the industry from like a load getting stolen, and also you're getting a really good load at the same time. So you're literally doing God's work by doing that approach, and I think it's quite rare because people oftentimes are afraid or just they don't want to touch it.
Yeah, and it's like doing the a lot of the things that a lot of people could probably learn from, which is checking noticing that something was off, checking the receiver to see if it looks legit, like understanding that, what's on the bill might be something that I should try and figure out if I can, get in contact with directly. Like there's some stuff there that I felt like they were confident in their ability to get to the bottom of it before they became a victim,
Exactly. He was very confident in that, and then like the whole voice message, you just tell like he knew exactly what he was doing.
Right.
He
knew it was real freight. You know what I mean? So like somebody wants to move the freight from one place to another. It's just figuring out who it is, which it sounds like they were able to do pretty easily.
I love how you mentioned how like the scammer was telling him like, oh, we should grab some coffee sometime. And he's like, yeah, for sure. Like, like that's I think if someone like a broker that you've never talked to before wants to grab coffee and they sound suspicious, like they probably have like a thick accent or something. It's probably be cautious.
But it is amazing how often, man. So like when we see, to give an example of what we see in our business, so we're processing, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000 loads a day at OTR, and the platform is built to look for that type of stuff, that anomalous type of stuff, that like this guy did an amazing job of sussing it out on his own and figuring out like, I didn't book this through Landstar, but Landstar is appearing on the paperwork. So something might be and should be amiss. A lot of people, I think, wouldn't notice that, or you have really small changes like, the email hacks that happen all the time with DAT accounts and everything else. Like it's minor changes in email structures. And some of them are pretty obvious, right? Like there's one going around, maybe I won't give it away, but it's like a really consistent double brokering format of an email. And so if you can build your systems and process around identifying those anomalies and identifying, like we see that pattern before, and traditionally it's not a good sign, or we're looking for this carrier's name, we're looking for this broker, and it's popping some other party that we don't recognize, we should probably do a little extra work. Like if the dude just picks it up, thinks that it's, something weird, and then delivers it to this fraudulent location that the freight's going to get stolen at, he's in a shitstorm along with everybody else. And so just doing a little bit of that common sense work and kind of running it down a little bit, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And when the rate's like double what it should be.
True.
That's usually a pretty good sign.
Right.
And then on the flip side, if you're a broker, if a carrier calls you and it takes the load immediately for what you have it posted for, like that doesn't mean they're fraudulent. It just might mean
it's a flag.
It's a flag. You need to look into that a bit.
Yeah, it's a good point. No negotiation is a flag.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, what's next?
All right, here. Let's go.
Hello, I'm calling from AIA Trucking, and I want to add something about the highway new filter about the non-domicile CDL code holder. I understand that the current market concerns and the research brokers are requesting additional tools, but however, I would like to respectfully point out an important issue that the current filters does not address. Not all non-domiciled CDL holders fall into the same risk category. Under the current setup, an E2 investor with the full legal status, work authorization, and lawful presence in the United States is flagged in the same way as an individual who might hold a non-domiciled CDL without immigration status or work authorization. Those are fundamentally different situations with distinct legal compliance and risk profiles. As an E2 visa holder, I'm fully authorized to work, operate, and manage my business in the United States. Recent regulatory changes specifically recognize that E2 investors are allowed to obtain CDLs legally. My business operates in full compliance with FMCSA rules, and as an investor, I have committed my entire savings and livelihood to building and running this company responsible. So, being automatically grouped with individuals who have no legal status, no work authorization, and nothing to lose is only inaccurate but also harmful. That's why we're asking the media to point it out that you cannot put, I mean, not you, but highway cannot put all non-domicile in the same bracket. We are fully prepared to provide any legal documentation to verify our ES2 status and CDL authorization. Uh, Also, we consider asking Highway to add separate classification or filter category for carriers who owners hold legally authorized non-domicile CDL, such as those issued with E2 visa holders. This would allow brokers to make informed decisions based on accurate distinctions rather than treating all non-domicile CDL holders as the same group. Please, please bring awareness of this. Please, whatever you need, give me a call back. Phone number is 708-395-6100.
This actually, it's interesting. Clayton, earlier you kind of talked about like how like we were talking about the betting tools basically being kind of used as like a hammer instead of a scalpel. Kind of like we're kind of just painting with a wide brush, and we can afford to do that, or brokers can afford to do that because they can just kind of get capacity wherever. This is a good example of like how that harms people. You know what I mean? Like if you're a legitimate operator and you just happen to have that classification of CDL, it's like that kind of sucks for you. You know what I mean? And it sucks big time. It basically means like you're probably not going to be able to get any freight, which it's. I don't know. It does suck.
I hope. I feel like the fraud is just in such a spotlight, and safety, and obviously all the regulatory stuff that's coming down. It's getting so much attention that everybody's scrambling to try to find like a one size fits all solution or something that can solve the problem overnight. I think traditionally, like very few tools in our industry are able to solve a problem as large as, the problems that we're facing overnight. It's really about just trying to make it as good as you possibly can in the moment. I just hope that, people are listening to this type of feedback. Like I would imagine Highway is listening and receiving this type of feedback. I would hope that they, are wanting to put a solution in place that accurately keeps the bad guys out and gives the good operators the highest chance for success. And that's a high bar, and it's not easy, but when you put a bunch of trust in these platforms, like that is ultimately what they should be striving for, is getting to the solution that either eliminates the vast majority and surfaces the exceptions. But like the one size fits all, black or white, I think you're going to have situations like this arise when you have kind of things moving as quickly as they are in our industry right now.
Yeah. And Highway's growth has been due to like all the fraud that's been prevalent over the last few years. And I think it's also difficult for Highway to like I think they're continuously probably, hearing this feedback and improving their product. It's difficult to
it's an impossible task at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to be able to have the perfect system. There's always going to be some kind of.
Well, and I think ultimately that's what one of the earlier callers said is Bob told me to talk to the broker. So like, I do think they probably do kick out the exceptions and to your point, Reed, it comes down to, well, is a broker going to look into that and actually, want to dig a little deeper, or do they just post a freight and work with a carrier they've worked with in the past, or that meets all of these criteria that they've set up in their system?
What do we got next, Paul?
Let's see here. Should we hit the 5-minute one and see what's cooking in 5 minutes?
What are the other ones?
I'm gonna do the 5 minute. I'm curious because I look at it.
All right, play it.
I just gotta pull it up here. Let me remove this from the screen. Let me pull this up. Okay, where's the 5 minute one? I guess I could. 1 second. Give me 1 second here. Where is 5 minutes? Okay, I got it. I'm gonna have to share my screen now. Okay, and wait, we already played the 5 minute one. Never mind. Oh, that was the one that we already
Paul was
played.
Paul was itching to take notes.
I thought there was in your 5 minute one.
Alrighty. So we already listened. Let's see. Did we listen to this one? 132.
Yo, I'm calling in to let you guys know this is Zachary with Moving Major Weight, GOT 3643001. We run locally Northern California, and we couldn't do none of it without the team at OTR. Nick Olson and his team are absolutely amazing. They're out for us, they take care of us, and they keep us rolling.
Look at that.
Answer all our questions, and they make sure that we're aware of everything that's going on. We've had a couple of incidents. I'll say the one that really bothered me was we had a company, I won't say their name, but a broker that were taking lumper fees from previous months. And so Nick walked us through, him and his team, and they, I believe, it was Nick and Cameron, and they walked us through, and they fought that stuff with us. And even though we couldn't win that battle, they helped us fight that war. And then Nick was very understanding and getting that reimbursement back to OTR and working with us to get that paid back. And just a very, very professional organization and professional crew. Nick Olson and his team are absolutely amazing. So I've left reviews on Google. I've left reviews on the OTR platform, and I'm leaving a review here. Those guys are A1, and we'll never use anyone else other than those guys and OTR. Thanks for everything.
What a guy.
Wow.
What a guy. Shout out Moving Major Weight. What an amazing name, too. Unbelievable. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's well, hey, what's your takeaway, Clayton?
You know, I mean, it's what we try to strive to do, man. We got amazing people. It looks like Moving Major Weight's been working with us since January of 2025. So they're coming up on their 1 year anniversary. They work with us pretty much every day of the week. So they obviously have a great relationship with the team over here. You know, we do everything we can to put our guys in the best position to be successful. So proud of Nick and that group for obviously leaving a really solid impression and doing an awesome job.
I think there might need to be like some kind of crowdsourcing bracket poll of the best carrier names, because there are so many good trucking company names out there.
There really are.
That's
fantastic, though.
Yeah, I think Moving Major Weight might be up there, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other good ones that are out there.
Love it. Thank you for the call in.
Yeah, that was nice. Cool. All right, next one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty.
Oh, Shorty.
Hey, this is Alex Freeloss. Just wanted to share how the year went for me. Honestly, what stood out the most was how many people in freight had some kind of headache from scams or fake emails or someone pretending to be them online. It really felt like every week I'd hear a new story from a carrier or a broker that almost got tricked or actually did. But the good thing is that people became a lot more aware this year. More folks started asking questions, double checking things, and slowing down before clicking anything. And they actually started wanting to understand what's going on, most importantly. So for me, it was a year of helping people stay out of trouble and making the industry a little bit safer, one conversation at a time, and hoping that continues in 2026.
Damn, that was wholesome.
It was.
What a guy.
Good looking out. Good looking out. And I'll agree. Either slow down or put the systems in place that can protect you. It's no coincidence that he mentioned email. Email is just a liability.
Yeah.
I mean, I get emails. Our whole team gets emails. Like, people are targeting Freight Caviar too. It's everywhere.
And the highest sense of urgency location is where you're most prone to have a ransomware or kind of a fraudster get in. And as we talked about in freight, everybody is really busy. Everybody moves really fast. Everybody's got a job to do. So it's a really ripe industry for this type of stuff if you don't have kind of the systems in place to protect you.
You know what's crazy? Like this whole email phishing stuff, like reminds me of me being a freshman in high school. So like my friends when I was a freshman in high school, and the reason why I even know like a lot about phishing, or like I always like am protected, is because of this like story. When I was a freshman in high school, I went to this like private Catholic all boys like school, and like we had like this like I don't know website online where we had all our grades like put on there, and these kids, my friends, hacked the teachers. Like they phished their logins for where they would like actually put their grades in, and they ended up changing grades for like people in the class. And then I don't think anyone got caught, but I just remember like they actually were able to phish for like the login accounts for like these teachers' grades when I was a freshman. And ever since then, I was 15 or 14 back then. I've always just remembered about like phishing. So like I've always been very suspicious of this, but I feel like a lot of people haven't had any experience or like any friends that did like these like hacking and stuff. And so like you don't understand, like there's so many phishing emails out there.
Oh, dude, it's nonstop. Wait, so is this breaking news? Like, are we outside the statute of limitations for these
15? So that was 17 years ago, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, maybe
I hope you didn't roast anybody, but wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You, of course, this was a friend, Paul.
This is like my close group of friends. There's like 6 of us, and we would like they're the ones actually that had like they were capable.
How does the teacher not end up noticing that this guy is failing the class, and all of a sudden he's got
I was taking Latin, and it was Mr. Kyle. I remember it was so funny. Like he was so oblivious to everything, and like I changed my grade in my Latin class. So there we go.
Any other past crimes you want to admit to here, Paul?
I was arrested when I was 14 too.
Wow, this has turned into an end of year confessional for Paul. I love it. We should shift the content.
Yeah. I was arrested by the Dallas Police Department.
You got to find that mugshot.
I've been trying to find that mugshot, but
I think with minors, it's I don't think those are public.
Yeah, they're not, unfortunately.
All right, well, conversation for another time. Are there any more that we should listen to, or should we transition to 2026?
We could transition to 2026 unless we want to do some more.
Is there one more short one? I feel like the last 2 have been great.
All right, let's do one more.
Hi, OTR. My MC number is 1-665-663. My name is Melissa Joseph with Default Prince. And I just want to let you guys know that I really appreciate all the effort and work that you guys put in, especially the Nick Olson team. It's been amazing to work
Nick Olson with another shout out.
They really look out for me. Although I am a small business, if you put a bunch of us together, we take up a lot now. I want you guys to have a wonderful, spectacular 2026 year, and thank you for all of 2025. The Olsen team rocks. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Did Nick?
I did not know that was coming, but
Did Nick? This guy Nick might need to be investigated.
I love it, man. Well, thank you for for the call and thank you for your business. Dude, that's why I love this time of year. I love it's great to have conversations and have happy clients like that.
Y'all have any carriers that like send you any gift baskets or anything for the holidays?
Sure.
I had a carrier back in the day who was from Wisconsin, and he would send me this like cheese and like sausage basket.
Yep.
And it would come in like a styrofoam cooler, and it was literally like the best cheese, like summer sausage, cheese, crackers, dude. It was dialed. Like, and he would send it to me every year. Man, I miss that. I need one of those right now.
No doubt. We have to. I mean, we love our clients, and I think we talk to them every day, man. So it's an amazing relationship that our teams have with our clients. It's fun.
All right. Should we go to 2026 strategies? How to 10x your growth in 2026? Grant Cardone style.
Hilarious.
I like the 10x terminology. I think everyone likes 10x.
No doubt. I mean, like I said, I think if you put yourself in a position, you can only control so much. And so I think focusing on the things that we're going to continue to focus on the things that we can control, which are, making our environments more secure, making our clients' environments more secure, putting ourselves in a position to scale, and like we're always going to be hyper focused on service. And I think the first two things feed the last one. Like if you can spend time to get to know your clients, to talk to your clients when they want to talk to you, you're just going to have a better relationship, and you're going to be able to move a little more quickly than everybody else. But you got to invest in the things that can get you in a position to do that, especially now, with where the industry is.
Yeah. I think that overall, like, there's still like a lot of opportunities in this industry, whether you're a freight broker or a carrier. And, people overall, when they see like, okay, there's a lot of competition out there, I don't know, they maybe think that the opportunities there's fewer, but I actually think right now with everything that's going on when it comes to freight fraud, when it comes to like, just like the freight market as a whole, if you could set yourself up where technology wise, you have the best technology, you're actually, investing in that, but then you're also protecting yourself and protecting your customers' freight, it does set you up and it builds a reputation that will spread. So overall, I think there's still a lot of opportunities upcoming in 2026, as long as you're investing and making sure that you're protecting your customers' freight.
Well, there's good. Those two voicemails are a good example of how taking care of your people, be it carriers, customers, whoever, pays dividends. You know what I mean? It's like the small actions going a step further when you don't have to, leaves big impacts, and it's kind of like a virally good thing too. You know what I mean? It's like those carriers from OTR standpoint, are probably singing your praises to all their friends who are also carriers, because a lot of carriers know each other. It's a highly networked group. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, 60% of our new business is referred business.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't happen unless you're literally doing what you're doing.
What percent, Clayton?
60%.
Wow.
It's dude, I mean, like, in certainly the factoring part of our business and banking and fuel card, like, you're dealing with people's money. You're dealing with the lifeblood of their business, that if they can't meet their truck payments or their tractor payments or their fuel payments, they can't operate. And so I just think, like, the amount of trust that you have to place in a business like ours and others that kind of play in the same space is like very, very significant. And so we just don't, Grace, who we share an office, is our COO says that like it could be like us getting someone paid today could be what they use to, I mean, it's appropriate now, buy a Christmas present for their kid or whatever, put food on the table. So that's kind of how we approach all of our relationships, is just understanding that there are humans on the other side that it's important. You can't just make your clients a number.
I agree.
Yeah, that's, and you guys are a big business too. It's like, how do you maintain that idea like when you're at that scale? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just focused on trying to eliminate the things, or I shouldn't say eliminate, but like make things more efficient that are win-wins for both sides of the business, meaning both the client and us. So like, for instance, we've talked a lot about email. 60% of the invoices that we processed in 2017 were email based, and it's less than 1% today. So like, we've driven everybody into our technology platforms, which a lot of people think, oh, you know, freight and trucking companies and freight brokers are laggards in technology. But if you can build something that makes their lives easier, where they have better transparency, where they can see what's going on without having to call you or email you for updates, they will do it because it makes their lives easier. You just have to make it easy enough and provide enough value for them to change. So that's the standard that you have to aspire for, is making it easy enough and providing enough value. And if they don't do it, it's not on them. It's on you. If they're still calling you and emailing you for updates nonstop for stuff that you feel like they should be checking your technology for, that's on you. Or that's on your systems. It might not be on you. It's on your systems in your broken process. And so the more that you can drive mutually beneficial behavior into your ecosystem that is truly a win-win, you can spend time doing the stuff that feels unscalable, right? Like picking up the phone and talking to your clients when they want to talk to you. If they want to shoot the shit for 30 minutes, you can do that. If you're not spending time answering a phone call that says, hey, did you pay my invoice? Or do you have all the paperwork you need? Or why did I get short paid on this? Or, you know, I emailed you 2 weeks ago and you haven't responded. If your team is doing all of that stuff, then you're never going to have time to do this stuff that is truly value add, that is above and beyond. So like, all of our time and effort goes into how do we find win-wins for both ourselves and our clients, so that we can reinvest in things that like nobody else has the capacity to do. And that is what we feel like is the value add of our business versus others. So
I also wanted to real quickly just to highlight our podcast that came out yesterday. For anyone that's listening, I think it provides also a lot of just an outlook for 2026 and some strategies. Scaling Smart and Logistics with Adoratum. He is the new CEO of Ever Simple. You go to our YouTube page to check it out. I think it provides a lot of good value for anyone that's running a brokerage.
Hey, 302 views in a day, Paul. That's not bad, bro.
Yeah, it's not bad. We actually got a lot of good feedback for it. We filmed it in person a couple weeks ago, and it's really good. David was at Trek Freight, the same brokerage I started at. Then he went on to XPO. He was one of the early people at XPO. Then he went on to SPL or Freight, and now he's CEO of Ever Simple. So,
should we do a quick prediction before we sign off?
Oh yeah, that's what we have coming up.
Prediction contest.
We have predictions right now.
Nice. Well, does anybody have any bold predictions first, I guess?
Any bold predictions? Clayton, you go first.
No, I don't have any. It's funny. I don't have any bold predictions, but so like when we get together as a group and we do dinners and stuff, we'll do like long-term prediction contests just for fun. Like when we have board dinners and stuff, it'll be, you know, fun stuff like, I don't know, like the college football playoff or something related to freight rates. So I was just going to say, like, what is the highest percentage gain year over year in a single month that we see in 2026? So it's some number. Theoretically, we're going to see a month with a gain between 0 and whatever you think is going to be the biggest pop year over year in a full month. We publish this, we send out this market pulse every month, but so like we'll use our data as the source of truth for this. So it's relative to that. But winner, and we can post this online too and get some responses from the crowd. But winner gets $1,000 cash.
Wait, what?
Paul's like, I've got a bold prediction now.
I'm actually trying to pull up our freight market predictions from our magazine, an exclusive inside look.
Ooh.
But
you got to go to like a 1/10 of a percentage point.
And where do we do this?
I mean, you can do it right here, and then we'll send stuff out that we can solicit answers for, and we'll store it and then pay whoever wins.
Okay, and can you clarify real quick, Colleen? Sorry, I was trying to get this doc pulled up. Can you clarify again what it is?
So a full month. So there will be 12 year-over-year monthly rate readings, whether it was up, flat, or down. Versus, for instance, in January, we'll print a market pulse that has year-over-year freight rates versus January of 2026.
Sure.
So what is the largest number percentage gain year-over-year?
And this is for 2025 specifically.
This is 2025 to 2026.
So am I predicting it? I'm predicting it for next year.
Correct.
And
long term, baby.
Yeah. So we won't know until in a year from now.
The end of 2026.
Got it. Okay. What can you disclose what was this year's?
We just sent November out. I think it was like 2.6% up. Something in that range.
Okay.
Year-over-year. You can mull on it if you're not ready to pull the trigger, Paul.
I gotta think this through. But
dude, I don't have any idea what to guess.
Yeah.
What was the number of that one again? What was it again?
It's fun. It's like a gumball. It's like a gumball guessing game. But too many people are making predictions without winners and losers.
So, yeah, I mean, I think one of our problems is everyone's too poisoned by the last couple of years, and it's all doom and gloom. I think we need to be hopeful. I think we need to will the market to better itself. So
sounds like you're coming in with a big number.
Yeah. I don't know what the big number is. What did you say won last time?
Nothing won last time. This is the first time we've done it. We've done other stuff like,
what was the biggest month in 2025? Gain?
I don't know. I'll have to check. I don't have it handy. I'm coming off the cuff with this. So in dry van for November was up 2.6% year over year.
Dude, I'm calling like a 15% jump year over year in 1 month. And 15
flat?
15.42.
All right. I like it. 4.2 down to the hundredth.
Yeah.
I'll do 13.3.
Hell yeah.
That's actually way too high. But this is year over year, right?
Yes,
no, dude. We need this.
That's not something we haven't seen in the past, Paul.
Okay. Interesting. Good to know. I could pull up the 2026 freight market predictions as we have. This is an inside look into the Freight Caviar magazine that is shipping on this weekend. And it's also brought to you by ePay Manager. So this is 2026 freight market predictions. Jason Miller, the supply chain professor at Michigan State University. The trend that I perceive will be the most significant next year concerns single-family housing. Until single-family housing conditions improve significantly, freight demand is likely to be stuck in slow gear. That's interesting take, or I guess a good take. I saw Craig Fuller posted something that mortgages did increase year over year in November compared to last year. So there is some sign that actually the housing market will improve. Look from Dan, Ally Logistics. The fraud problem will continue to grow in 2026 to the extent that it may be existential for many. The non-domicile CDL rule, AI technology advances paired with a weak demand environment are sure to be a dangerous cocktail. If brokers aren't using technologies such as highways, secure rate-con technology as a part of a broader digital risk mitigation strategy, they will be especially vulnerable. Interesting, just to kind of highlight a CEO's perspective of a brokerage. and why highways secure rate con is important.
Is this guy like have like a referral code or something? Like, why didn't he put like a trademark on that or something, like high rate? Flat is the new up. Damn it, Tim. No, we cannot stand for this. 15.42%.
Everyone got too excited last year about 2025. For 2026, I'm sticking with a similar playbook to the one I used last year. I expect flat rates and lower volumes again, especially as I think we'll be in a recession by mid-2026 if we're not in one already. There are just too many alarm bells going off for us to see an uptrend in freight in 2026. Flat rates and flat volumes will be a win if we can get them. In my opinion, the only real hope in 2026 to see meaningful rate increases and higher volumes for honest carriers is if capacity shrinks dramatically from the promised DOT actions on English proficiency and eradicating the no-name given CDL actors. So don't expect any good news on the demand side in 2026, as any positives must come from the supply capacity side. Well,
Do we have some optimism to balance this out?
Oh, yeah,
Dude, Bob, yeah, right here.
Boom.
we
Simple,
should
baby.
pull up Bob and his G-Wagon.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to end it right here.
We're
Shout
going
out.
to the moon in 2026. There you go.
All right, 15.42. Put me down, Clayton. Let's go.
You're down, baby. You're down. Paul's in. He was a little squeamish. It made him a little uncomfortable to get that aggressive, but he's locked in. We'll get a bunch of other responses. We'll track it a little bit and send it out. Yeah, this was fun. Appreciate you putting it together, Paul.
This is
and
great.
Reed.
Thanks for joining us.
Shout out OTR and Ipe, huh?
Yeah, that's right. There we go. Well, that's the day. Thanks for joining us.
All right. See you, boys.
See you guys.